Julie Wheeler, who's the president commissioner of the York County Commissioners, joins us here on WSBA. My, how things have changed, Julie, since the last time we talked. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you, and I'm glad Mark is wearing his pants.
Julie, that makes two of us, and I'm sure many more out there joining in on that thing. But a lot of things going on in county government now, and the commissioners obviously hard at work. We want to kind of keep people up to date on what is happening that is affecting them, and what's some of the latest things that you've been working on along with the other county commissioners.
Sure, great. I have a list of things to share. So, one thing we mentioned the last time we talked is after the county declared the emergency declaration, we implemented our emergency command center out at emergency management off of Concord Road. And we've now also partnered with the WellSpan Incident Command Center and the UPMC Incident Command Center. So the three of those incident command centers are working and collaborating together to do the things we need to do to keep our community safe. And for your listeners out there, the number for Incident Command is 717-840-2990. I want to let your viewers know that the county parks are open, and certainly we are encouraging folks, especially if it's going to be 60 degrees tomorrow, to get out and enjoy the parks. We're following similar guidelines to the state parks, so the parks are open. However, the facilities such as the Nixon Park Nature Center and the restrooms will be closed, and the playgrounds, but definitely encouraging folks to use the park spaces. We've partnered with the York County Economic Alliance and created a website called preparedyork.com where employers and employees can go for lots of information, answers to questions around payroll protection and all those types of things. We also are hosting weekly webinars with the York County Economic Alliance. So this past week, Dr. Howie and I did a little webinar on what's going on in our community around coronavirus. And the other thing we're working with the Economic Alliance on is, getting a recovery plan in place to jumpstart the economy after we get through this. So starting to outline what does that look like for our community and getting some plans in place. Also, at our weekly commissioners meeting, that's a great opportunity for folks that have access to Channel 18 or Facebook. We're giving a lot of updates there using that venue. We're allowing our community partners to provide updates and come and speak on what they're doing in the community. So a great resource for the community. We also have updates from both UPMC and WellSpan at those weekly commissioners meetings. So just encourage folks Wednesday at 10 a.m. To call in or view those on Facebook Live. I think another thing I'd like the viewers to know is, yes, the county is working very hard, and even though we have the primary date pushed back to June 2nd, there's still a lot of prep work that needs to be done. We have a 40% increase in mail-in ballots for your listeners out there who would rather mail in and not go into a polling place. Certainly that's
right.
An option we are encouraging folks to use. So there's work going on with that. We're up almost 8,000 requests to have mail-in ballots this time around versus the 2016 presidential primary. We were around 2,500.
Right.
I want to assure your listeners out there the county is very committed to working with our healthcare partners to take care of some of our most vulnerable populations. So our homeless population, folks in mental health facilities and emergency shelters, so a lot of plans in place around caring for those community members. And then last but certainly not least, I just want to share with folks that, York is kind of at the bottom of the curve, and I think that, we've been very vigilant about practicing social distancing and good respiratory etiquette, but we're also working with our healthcare partners for when the surge comes to York to have proper plans in place to measure that.
One of the areas where we do have people who are I guess you'd say congregated together, although there is some social distancing there, is the prison. And obviously people are concerned about, what's going on at the prison. I'm not talking about the immigration thing. That's a whole separate subject. But I am talking about the prison comes under the purview of the county commissioners. What's going on there, Julie, at this particular point in time?
Yeah, it sure does. Great question. And, that's a facility that is 24/7, and that's a facility that we need to keep up and running. So a couple things. From a preventative nature, any employee that is coming in for their shift work is checked for temperature. So no one's permitted, past the entryway if they're running a temperature. We've also, for now, suspended our work release program, and so those individuals who are eligible have been paroled. Those that haven't have been moved back to prison proper, so just trying to cut down on the contact. Child court-ordered visits are suspended for now. Certainly, we're still having legal visits, but those are all done through a panel, so there isn't any direct contact. We also, much like a hospital has, the prison does have a negative airflow room, so should an inmate become COVID-19 positive, we do have ability to segregate those inmates. So a lot of precautionary and preventative measures are being taken at the prison. Again, you're correct. It's a large bolus of individuals and individuals that can't come outside or go home.
Right, exactly. Julie, really appreciate the updates this morning. Sounds like you're on top of it, and we'll continue to check in with you along the way here as this thing changes, progressive, and hopefully ends sooner than later. Thank you for taking the time to be with us this morning.
You're welcome, Gary. Have a great day.